Mendes has been in the runs. Chandamal probably a little underdone at this stage, but the experience of Angelo Matthews, he did it easy the other day, didn't play with any risk really. And then look at the bowling. Malinga, he's probably
conservatively up front, and then as it settles down, as the seam movement settles down, help on the surface for the fast bowlers early on, but overall it will be a good wicket to bat on.
Ramesh, it's been intriguing, hasn't it? That ranked 7 and 8, and so just qualified for the Champions Trophy. West Indies missed out, of course, and they're on the cuffs of making a semi-final. That's what I love about it.
Yes, lads, I think at such a level, in such a tournament, rankings do not really matter because it's the performance on the day, and we've seen so many upsets already in this tournament. I mean, who would have given Bangladesh a chance to qualify, for example, for the semi-finals, but they did well against New Zealand. So yeah, I mean, Pakistan psychologically will be a little bit safer and feeling a bit better playing Sri Lanka because their record is a little better compared to India, for example. But it's again performance on the day, how they cope with the pressure, how they build up pressure on Sri Lanka. That's going to be the key elements.
Do you think it's about who can get on top of those nerves better today, Sir?
Yes, it is. To a certain extent, yes, but who also plays well. You have to play good cricket to win a cricket match, and I think the wins for both of them, with Sri Lanka beating India and Pakistan beating South Africa, will be a huge confidence booster. You know, when you win such games, especially both of them came back from behind. They were, as you said, they were number 7, number 8. Not many gave a chance in this competition, and they've both come back from behind to get themselves into such a situation. I thought Sri Lanka's performance against India with the bat was remarkable, chasing 300, and they never looked at any stage that they were behind India. Pakistan, they've always been a good bowling side. They will run in. The 3 quicks will be very, very useful on this surface. So for both of them, you know, it's been a good journey. And as you say, it's a new day. Whoever turns up and plays well goes through. Rami's, as he said, Pakistan has a good record against Sri Lanka, but this Sri Lankan side looks good.
You win the toss, you chase. That's because you think maybe there's a little bit in the pitch, or maybe you just prefer to chase the runs, know what they are. We've turned him into a pitch doctor. Michael Atherton, what do you think?
Well, Rami's said we had classic English conditions, and he's right. It's cool, it's fresh, it's overcast, and there's a bit more grass on the pitch than we've seen at the Oval, for example. The last 5 ODIs here, average score has been a little over 300, so generally a pretty good surface. But if by good thick covering of grass and quite a bit of green grass as well. I mean, if we look at the drone, you'll see a very different drone analysis to that which you see at the Oval, for example. The Oval, you see it very red, particularly at the ends. Here at Cardiff, you see a much lighter colour in the middle of the surface. So there's a bit more for those quicker bowlers to bowl into, and that's why Pakistan, for example, have left out the leg spinner and they've gone with the seamer. There's 2 reasons why the seamers will look to bowl the ball quite hard into the middle of the surface here at Cardiff. One is the ground dimensions, which are very short, straight, very, very long, square of the wicket. So by bowling short, you'll encourage the batsman to play to the longer side. And secondly, we have seen a little bit of uneven bounce here. If I take you back to the game between England and New Zealand, there are a couple of deliveries, one to Ross Taylor from Liam Plunkett very early on, just pushing forward on a good length. It hit him on the shoulder, and then the one that Mark Wood got to Kane Williamson, which really leapt off a good length and carried through to the keeper from the edge. But 300 the average score, so we should still expect a game with decent run scoring.
Good on you, pitch doctor. That was fantastic. We'll see how it plays today. But in these tournaments, it can be that big victory that inspires you, gives you the confidence. And it was Sri Lanka chasing down that big total from India. Here's a reminder.
So it was a great match winning knock. Normally in Sri Lanka cricket, in a big tournament we did really well. So that confidence we have. So I believe that we can do it. So we're looking forward to the next match.
Such a mighty performance. That is huge. And the other thing you've got to make sure that wasn't the final for Sri Lanka, that you don't think that big shock win is the one that you have in the tournament. You've got to keep going with that. But they're going to the old guard. Angelo Matthews, such a cool, calm character. He needs to guide the youngsters.
Absolutely, and I think he's a great role model for them because the way he played against India was so good. I mean, he and he did not panic. And in a stressful situation, he was extremely professional and risk-free. I think that was the key part of his batting, where he improvised, but on the other side, he was very calm and he got the team home with a very, very professional innings.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. His average is up over 40. He's played a lot of cricket, and since 2014, I think he's averaged over 50. So it just shows the consistency of the man. He bowls as well, but he hasn't played for 10 months. I suppose you've got to come in before, but that was remarkable, being out of the game for so long, Cyril.
Yeah, and it did look like. He's got that lazy elegance in him. You see him going around, if you see him on a street, he's got that slow calmness in him, and it was the same with his batting. He never looked hassled, never looked hurried. He knew exactly where he was trying to hit, and his form will be very important for Sri Lanka this game, and if they go forward as well.
And the youngsters, mate, they need to stand up. But maybe when you're a youngster, you don't care as much. You're just playing.
It's good to have that infusion where there's this youthful exuberance to take you home, and then you've got the experienced hands as well to guide you in crunch moments. So it's a very good combination for Sri Lanka. They were promising a different brand of cricket for the Champions Trophy, and we've seen that already in the way they chased down that mammoth Indian total.
So if I sort of feel that it's Sri Lankans batting against the bowling of Pakistan, that's certainly how it looked. And that was Sanjay De Silva, who's just arrived in town. So get rid of the jet lag, son. You're here and you're playing.
And it has worked well for them. The replacements have done well. Gunathan. I thought he was brilliant at the Oval, and if it works, bring in replacements and do well.
Yeah, just excitement. It's amazing when you get called up late. You've got to somehow get that kit bag packed, get over here, and there is a big job on hand. We'll ask Rameez about youngsters in the Pakistan team. It is the youngsters sometimes. They put their hand up and they announce themselves, and Pakistan have got a few goodies.
I like his attitude, his aggression, and every time he runs.